Miami, the magic city, a beacon of sun, sand and sky-high condos. But beneath the shimmering facade, a hidden threat lurks. Miami is sinking, not all at once, not in a catastrophic plunge, but slowly, steadily, inch by inch. This unsettling truth has been whispered among geologists and engineers for years, but now the whispers are turning into shouts. Recent studies have revealed an alarming trend of subsidence, the gradual sinking of land affecting numerous high-rise buildings across Miami-Dade County. The situation is particularly dire in southeast Sunny Isles Beach, a glittering stretch of luxury condos and hotels, where some structures are sinking as much as 8 centimeters per year. The ground beneath these architectural marvels, once thought to be solid bedrock, is revealing itself to be a treacherous foundation of shifting sand and porous limestone. This isn't just a problem for wealthy condo owners. The sinking of Miami has far-reaching implications for the entire region, threatening property values, insurance rates, and even the very future of this iconic city. As the sea levels rise and the ground sinks, Miami finds itself caught in a perilous squeeze, a slow-motion disaster unfolding before our eyes. The question is, can anything be done to stop it? In 2023, a team of researchers from the University of Miami sounded the alarm with a groundbreaking study that exposed the alarming rate of subsidence occurring in Miami-Dade County. Using advanced satellite imagery and sophisticated ground-penetrating radar, the researchers were able to map the shifting landscape beneath Miami with unprecedented precision. The results were deeply concerning. The study, published in the prestigious journal Geophysical Research Letters, revealed that 35 high-rise buildings along a 12-mile stretch from Miami Beach to Sunny Isles Beach were experiencing significant subsidence. The sinking ranged from a worrying 2 centimeters to a staggering 8 centimeters per year, with some buildings sinking at a rate significantly faster than sea level rise. This wasn't the first time subsidence had been detected in Miami, but the extent and speed of the sinking revealed by the University of Miami study were unprecedented. It was a stark warning, a clear indication that the city was facing a serious and growing problem. The study sent shockwaves through Miami's real estate market and sparked a wave of anxiety among residents and policymakers alike. The question on everyone's mind was, why is Miami sinking? The answer, like the geology beneath the city itself, is complex and multifaceted. Miami is built on a foundation of porous limestone, riddled with cavities and interspersed with layers of sand. This limestone bedrock, formed over millions of years from ancient coral reefs, is highly susceptible to erosion and shifting. One of the primary culprits contributing to the subsidence is the sheer weight of development. Miami's skyline is a testament to human ambition, a forest of concrete and steel that places immense pressure on the fragile limestone below. The construction process itself, with its heavy machinery, vibrations, and excavation, further disturbs the delicate balance of the bedrock, causing the sand layers to compact and shift, leading to sinking. But it's not just the weight of buildings that's causing the ground to give way. The relentless flow of tides eroding the shoreline and altering the water pressure beneath the ground also plays a role. Additionally, the pumping of groundwater, often used for construction purposes, can further destabilize the sand layers, creating voids that contribute to sinking. Nowhere is the threat of subsidence more apparent than in southeast Sunny Isles Beach. This narrow strip of land, once a quiet haven of low-rise motels and beachfront cottages, has undergone a dramatic transformation in recent decades, morphing into a glittering canyon of luxury high-rises. The University of Miami study identified Sunny Isles Beach as the epicenter of Miami's sinking crisis, with a staggering 70% of buildings in the northern and central areas experiencing significant subsidence. Iconic structures like the Trump Tower 3, the Trump International Beach Resort, and the Porsche Design Tower, symbols of opulence and extravagance, are all slowly sinking into the Atlantic. The reasons for Sunny Isles' predicament are twofold. Firstly, the area's geology, characterized by shallow bedrock and loose sand layers, makes it particularly vulnerable to subsidence. Secondly, the rapid pace and density of development in recent years, with developers seemingly engaged in a race to erect ever taller and more extravagant towers, have placed an unsustainable burden on the fragile ground. The sinking of Sunny Isles Beach serves as a cautionary tale, a stark reminder that even the most luxurious and seemingly secure structures are vulnerable to the unseen forces at play beneath the surface. The specter of the Surfside condo collapse in 2021 looms large over the issue of Miami's sinking buildings. While the tragic collapse of Champlain Towers South was primarily attributed to years of neglected maintenance and structural deficiencies rather than subsidence itself, the disaster served as a stark wake-up call. The Surfside tragedy brought the issue of building safety in South Florida into sharp focus, raising uncomfortable questions about the long-term viability of coastal development in an era of rising seas and sinking land. It highlighted the urgent need for stricter building codes, more rigorous inspections, and a greater understanding of the geological forces at play beneath our feet. Though subsidence may not have been the primary cause of the Surfside collapse, the disaster served as a stark reminder that even seemingly minor shifts in the ground beneath a building can have catastrophic consequences, particularly when combined with other factors like poor construction, deferred maintenance, and the corrosive effects of saltwater. The news of Miami's sinking crisis has sent ripples of unease through the city's lucrative real estate market. Once considered a safe haven for investors seeking sun, sand, and steady returns, Miami's beachfront properties are now facing a new and unsettling reality. The specter of sinking buildings has cast a long shadow over property values, particularly in areas like Sunny Isles Beach, where subsidence is most pronounced. Potential buyers, once eager to snap up oceanfront condos, are now approaching these properties with a newfound caution, wary of the potential costs and complexities associated with owning a sinking asset. Insurance companies, too, are taking notice. As the risks associated with subsidence become more apparent, insurers are raising premiums, tightening coverage, and in some cases refusing to insure properties deemed too risky. This has created a climate of uncertainty and anxiety for homeowners, many of whom are now facing the prospect of skyrocketing insurance costs, or, worse yet, being unable to obtain coverage at all. The sinking of Miami is not an isolated incident. It's part of a larger and more alarming trend of subsidence occurring across the state of Florida, a grim harbinger of a future shaped by rising seas and sinking land. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, a federal agency tasked with managing the nation's waterways and coastal infrastructure, has issued dire warnings about the future of Florida's coastline. According to the USAC, sea levels along Florida's coast are projected to rise by as much as 2 feet by 2060, and potentially as much as 6 feet by 2100. This rise in sea level, coupled with the ongoing subsidence in many parts of the state, paints a bleak picture for Florida's future. The USAC predicts that large swaths of coastal Florida, including major cities like Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Tampa, could be underwater by the end of the century, displacing millions of people and causing trillions of dollars in damage. The challenges facing Miami are daunting, but not insurmountable. As the reality of the city's sinking crisis sets in, a sense of urgency is building. Engineers, geologists, and policymakers are coming together to explore innovative solutions and mitigation strategies to combat the sinking and protect Miami's future. One promising avenue is ground improvement techniques. These methods involve injecting materials like grout or concrete into the ground to stabilize the soil and prevent further sinking. While costly, these techniques have been used successfully in other parts of the world facing similar subsidence challenges. Another approach is to rethink building codes and zoning regulations. By requiring new construction to be built on elevated platforms or with deeper foundations, the impact of sinking can be mitigated. Additionally, stricter regulations on groundwater pumping and construction practices can help to minimize human-induced subsidence. Ultimately, addressing the root causes of climate change, such as reducing greenhouse gas emissions, is crucial to slowing sea level rise and mitigating its impact on Miami's sinking crisis. Miami stands at a crossroads. The city's future hangs in the balance, caught between the allure of its sun-kissed beaches and the looming threat of the rising tide. The sinking of Miami is a stark reminder that we are not immune to the forces of nature, and that our built environment, no matter how grand or imposing, is ultimately at the mercy of the ground beneath our feet. The challenges ahead are significant, requiring a collective effort from scientists, engineers, policymakers, and citizens alike. It will require innovation, investment, and a willingness to adapt to a changing world. The question is not whether Miami will sink, but whether we can rise to the challenge and find a way to live with a sinking city. The future of Miami, and indeed many coastal cities around the world, may depend on our ability to find an answer. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more content.